Um, going to be going back over the farming games and the proof projects that I've been getting into, uh, for this month, and just been kind of documenting my results. And I'll show you guys kind of, what I've been doing here in a sec. But as far as the kind of the space in general, as a whole, it seems as though, especially with the market tanking, just not a whole lot of volume, not a whole lot of interest in on some of these projects. A lot of people just kind of maybe holding on or getting out of crypto right now. As we kind of seen that with the market is, we've seen just kind of a huge retraction in whatnot, Bitcoin down at 7,600, Ethereum at 600. A lot of these projects are down. EOS has really kind of been the bright spot. It's been trending, or the official launch is coming up here in the near future. A lot of activity today. Most of the projects, these projects are kind of holding steady, kind of where they're at. But the a lot of these games, like probably some of the projects that I've gotten into have been kind of like money grabs, and so like probably the one that comes to mind is this this fish farm. This is kind of like the perfect example. And so like this, if you go back on my streams, like it was, it had like over 2,000 daily active users. It was just really hot. But now, like you can see, like I'm like it doesn't even make any sense really to pull out, because it's not even worth like the gas prices to pull some of these out. And so like the fish project is pretty much dead. The Pepe farm, like a lot of these ones that I got into were profitable for a short period of time, but now the contracts have really just kind of died down. This is the Pepe farm. There's only one in that project, and pretty much like the it's not even worth the gas really to bring these out. And that was kind of what you saw with like the some of these platforms that were overbotted. Even the Anthills game, that was one that was pretty heavily botted for a while as well. Again, like these ones, I'm not really seeing a whole lot of incentive to reinvest at this point. The only one that really has like a decent balance in terms of the contract balance has been the shrimp farm, but even that's down to like 12.3. I mean, this was over 30 just the other day. This, let's see if we can, I want to kind of bring up this chart here. Let's copy this, and we can bring in the graph, paste. So, cause like I'd been kind of recommending, I was like, if you're going to get into any farming game, really probably that, even this one has come down quite a bit. You can see here, and it's really died off. Yeah, the Revolution one, the Revolution smart contract. Let's see if we can take a look at that. This one is, let's refresh here. It's 246 in the balance. Honestly, I've been kind of surprised as okay, sorry, that I've been kind of documenting, like I didn't get a payout in CG Now or Gandhi. Like those ones have been just really balanced. But it's just hasn't really been too good. So like I kind of had like roughly about 0.05 in the ETH games, and this one has not been too good. Yeah, I apologize guys if the internet is, it looks like it's I hope the internet is doing good now. Looks like you guys, it's lagging for you guys. I hope it's doing a little bit better now. Yeah, these kind of smart contracts, like I'm not really anticipating that we're going to see a whole lot of volume or activity in them here towards the end of the month. And that was kind of one of the things that I've been looking at, kind of just documenting like for this month and just kind of seeing how it goes. At this point, like I'm not really willing to kind of get into any other projects, unless there's something that comes out that's really, kind of revolutionary. And I think the only one that really kind of fits that bill is the FOMO 3D project, which a lot of people have been just kind of on hold. There's been so many so many people, if you're kind of checking the Discord and proof of week hands, I mean, a lot of the stuff is like, when is this coming? When is this? What's going on with this? When is this gonna be, like, that's ETA? Like, everyone is just waiting for this project to come out. It does sound really, really interesting. Like the what little has been kind of released sounds like it could do pretty well. There's a recent announcement here, which I think is awesome. Kind of putting languages. They're working on the translations and whatnot. Like that is one that I think is pretty good. Yeah, the arbitraging one. I'm wanting to get into the arbitraging one. I'm gonna test it out and maybe just put a little bit into it. It seems good, but really, like, I'm also trying to get more into mining. So like, this is my Asama mining account. Like this one, I've been, on $1,000, investment, I've been making like $5 a day. So I'm looking to kind of bump this up and kind of see like my history. And so it's been roughly about $5 a day. And this one looks really good in terms of a mining project. Like, I guess it's roughly about 0.5% a day. So, that's not bad for a mining project. I was gotten into a few other, I've been looking into a few others. One of them I got into doesn't really seem to be very good. I'm meeting with someone today about Nexus. So I'm going to be getting to that one and documenting my results with that. I want to get into several mining projects. So that's good. Okay. Sorry guys, I don't know what's going on with my internet. It was working. It's working fine the other day. I actually had some guys that came in and were doing some work on the internet because like it wasn't the cords and stuff. The outlets weren't working, so they got that fixed. But I'll have to take a look and see why my internet's not working so well. Like, I'm looking at a couple of different projects. I get into some of these, like the arbitraging one looks intriguing. So I'm interested in kind of getting into that one. The Revolution 1 project, it's right now, if you're looking at DApp Radar, like it has, like it's up here in the 10th position. It's holding a really good balance here. But like all the proof of projects, with the exception of proof of week hands, have all pretty much dropped out of the top 20. The most recent one has been the proof of Teron James, which just recently came back as Trey reinvested in that, and looks like he's getting back into that. If you had a little bit in there, it was like, you still have that balance in there. So let's see if I can bring that. I don't know if the ME one's working. one was working. Yeah, I guess. It looks like they changed this around a little bit. Yeah, I've got like 0.0 in there. So like I still have the balance. So looks like he's going to be getting back into promoting this project, I guess. So you saw the balance really come up. Like if I wanted to let's see if I can pull up the contract, because like pretty much it's a lot of people were kind of upset with the whole situation that happened. So perhaps is looking to to kind of get back into promoting a project like this, and you see it just pop up back up into the top 20. So but yeah, you can see here like it had like this massive pump. Like I got in like right here. It came up a little bit and then just started diving, and I think I got out like somewhere in here. And then this is I think when Trey got out and the whole thing. But now you see a lot of people come back in. So, but stay away from ARB. I'd like to hear some other perspectives on it. I mean, my whole thing is really just to begin to get into some of these projects at this very small level and kind of document my results. And if it's going well, I'm gonna get more into tracks, the farming games. Like I put a little bit in, like for the most part, like you take like out of the equation, I'm pretty much at a break even, or maybe I made a little bit. So I don't know if it was really, I mean, it was kind of an experiment, really, and so I was kind of hoping, for the best, but like I was making profit in some platforms, and then some of them were just outright scams, like the fish farm game. So even with these contracts, like I lost money in proof of Trevon James, I lost money in uh, let's see here. Like you can see all the ones that basically I was in the red in. So, I mean, I was in the red in Peer Connect, Locked In, ETH Connect, Poo, Proof of Trevon James, Proof of Weak Hands. The only two that I actually, made some money in were the CG Now and the Gandhi project. So, but I'm looking for a couple different projects. I know like there's been a lot of people that kind of been messaging me, hey, check this out, do a review on this, and so part of it is kind of like time to do that. I'm a little bit more interested in networking with the mining companies here in Vietnam. There's a few that I'm learning more about. Some of them are kind of a little bit crazy. Like I just was talking with someone here that basically said that they had like $5,000 in a particular mining company. I'm not going to name which one, but they went off and started promoting another company, and the previous mining company got upset and basically just took away their entire account. And so I thought that was pretty messed up. I wanted to do it for myself. There's some of that stuff in Vietnam can be a little bit. It's not as like regulated as something like in the States, and these companies can kind of do whatever they want. A little bit unfortunate. I have a little bit relationship with the Osama mining company, and so I've got a little bit more trust and faith in what they're doing. So that's really the one that I'm kind of looking at right now. A CEO of Arbitrage is on Telegram helping people. I have to look into that. Genesis Mining has no more contracts. Genesis Mining was really low in terms of like their package. Just like I've got a little bit on there, but I'm like really on Genesis Mining. But if you remember, like that was the one that really got Trevon started. Like Trevon, like if you go, I don't know how much you can go back in his history now because he's taken down a lot of his videos, but the first big thing he was really getting into was Genesis Mining and really kind of promoting that. I haven't really seen him. I can't think of a video that he's done in like the last year or something that's been on Genesis Mining. So, but I know he was heavily invested at one point. Same thing with like Crypto Nick. What do you do with all those monitors? Yeah, well, I didn't have the internet, working the other day. Like it was working, and then, but yeah, I'm getting set up to do trading, but not a whole lot of trading that can be done right now with the markets where they're at. What do you think about Dropple? I like Dropple. It's been, I've been seeing a little bit about it. But in the 114th position, it's kind of been holding its value. Let's see here. Take a look at the markets, but not really being traded anywhere, at least right now. So decent market cap. Take a look at their website. I think it's been a while since I looked at this project. Automating the world of cryptocurrency. You've 3x'd in Dropple? Okay. I like to hear people's experience getting into some of these different projects. I mean, people, if someone I know and trust is doing well on the platform and they recommend it, like that's when I want to take a little bit of a look into it. But I think I'm going to try to get a little bit more into something that's a little bit more stable and a little bit more conservative, and that's kind of why I'm getting more into mining. So But yeah, I just wanted to keep this this stream a little bit short and brief. I'm not sure what's going on with the internet issues I was having earlier, so I'm going to take a look into that, see if I can get that fixed. But yeah, we got some Gandhi people on here. Yeah, Gandhi's been holding its contract value, like the contract balance. It's just hasn't been a whole lot of volatility. So, like, I mean, only a quarter and dividend returns in the last 24 hours. So, let me take a look at this. Let's grab their contract real quick. So, but you know, again, like what I've really loved, getting into like different languages. So we saw a little bit of a peak here. It came up to 175 a little bit earlier. Dipped back down to 115. It's kind of been holding there a little bit. We had a huge drop off here, and then it's been kind of maintaining its value. It just hasn't been a whole lot of people buying or selling. So the volatility just hasn't been there. CG now, you know, it's another one. They're holding their contract balance. It's just, you know, hasn't just really, I think with the markets right now, it just hasn't really been a whole lot of volatility. So there's just, you know, no one really buying, selling, you know, and everyone's holding on for the FOMO 3D project. The farming games for the most part are really just, you know, they're hyperinflating to the point where they're, you know, a lot of the ones with, like most of these farming games, like just taking a look at Radar, like you can kind of go down the list. It's just, they don't have any ETH in the balance, you know, like there's 13 here, that's the biggest one. But there's an ETH there, you know, 3 ETH there. Anthill's 1.5. Cartel one, 2.8. Like there's just no ETH in these contracts. I have to look at this Pepe DAP one. There's like 16 in there. Shrooms, you know, 1.8. But yeah. Yeah, I quit even looking at my farming games. It's not even worth reinvesting or selling. Yeah, you know, getting at that point, probably the only one that I'm still really kind of getting into, at least just checking my balances, has been the shrimp farm game, just because there's still, you know, ETH in that contract. But yeah, I mean, it was kind of an experiment. Like when it came up, the 16th was like 16th, 17th was really kind of when it became known in the space. I think I invested like in the 17th or so. You know, it was just such a new thing. And here we are, like basically a week later, and they're just, all of them, for the most part, are pretty much hyperinflated to the point where they're dead. I didn't know that POTJ has 50% of, like, Trey has 50% of the tokens. No way he gets it back to 400 ETH. So, so he must have, you know, just waited until the whole thing died and then just, you know, bought back in, bought half the contract because there was like nothing in there. Yeah, I don't know. It's just, it is his project, and I was kind of, you know, at least hoping he was going to stay loyal to his own project. Like, I don't think I could have, I was even considering like doing something like a proof of Clover. Like people have been, you know, approaching me about it, but I wanted to do a little bit differently, where I was like bringing it into like a bunch of different contracts. But it's not something where I would have felt right, like, you know, selling out on, you know, my entire share. Like maybe I would have sold back or something, or sold down my portions, but yeah, I don't know. Just the proof of projects just really seem to be just not really doing much right now. That doesn't mean that they might not come back, or there might be a new one that comes up that does a little bit better, but perhaps all of this negativity and the proof of projects and the farming projects has a positive impact on the proof of weak hands project and the FOMO 3D project, which is what I'm hoping, because that's where I have, you know, 80-90% of my capital is in that particular project, and I'm riding it out, just waiting to see kind of how that goes. But the, you know, not a whole lot of people really buying into proof of week hands right now, but it does seem to somewhat bottomed out. Like the contract balance is at 45, 46. You can see here. So if FOMO flops, I think I'm done with it. I could use the ETH to trade or just hodl, staying hopeful. Yeah. I hope so too. I hope it doesn't. But if you looked at Revolution One, yeah, like I've been looking at that. It's doing pretty well. You know, I haven't gotten in yet. Like, I think I might give that like a week and see what happens. I'm just afraid of getting in at this point and just like buying at the top. So, all right, guys, I think that's it for this stream. So I'll get back on tomorrow and check back in with you. I might try out one of these platforms. I'll give you guys an update on the Nexus project and see how that goes. All right, catch you on the next one.